Hey, everybody. You're at Anime, fill in the blank, and you're with me, Cowboy. We got Blank, and we also have Vilo. So, the thing that we're going to be talking about today is the most satisfying revenge characters in anime. And we actually have a little bit of criteria for that. So, criteria one is what things they're willing to do or go through in order to get their revenge. Also, how many other characters were affected by their actions. What was their motive, and also how complex was their plan in order to get to their objective. So right now we're actually going to be going through our choices. We also have, around 3 to 4 choices. So let's start off with you, Blank. Who you got?
All right, man. Right off the bat, man, I'm going with one of the craziest ones that I've seen because it shifted their whole universe. Because I think if they don't have a crazy impact on not just the people around them, but their universe,
Yeah.
then it ain't the same. But I'm going with starting with is Eren. I'm going with Eren from Attack on Titan, man. It's the first one. I gotta bring Eren in. He trampled more than half the world, the whole planet. So the fact that he went that hard over his people, he went back in the past from the future to create the plot to convince himself to even do this. So yeah, I'm going with Eren, man. That's my first pick.
So what do you feel like what were the sacrifices that he made, or what was he willing to go through in order to get to his revenge?
He sacrificed his own mother. He realized when he realized that he was the reason why his mother died. Like at first it was like, dang, yo, this messed up. Like, hey, you lost your mother in the first 10 minutes of the show. Like, yeah. But he was the reason why it happened.
Okay.
His father, everybody, I mean, his whole family, he was willing to kill his best friend.
Dang.
He was like, yeah, I'm going to let y'all decide. Like, if you can stop me, I'll let you stop me. I ain't going to make it easy on you, but you got a fighting opportunity because I could take that away. But he didn't do that. So I think he's still a stand-up guy, but he went to a whole nother country. He stayed there with his limbs cut off just to blend in. So he was doing a lot to really just get that off.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Bam. All right.
What you got, buddy?
Yeah, Vi, what's going on, man?
All right, so I'm gonna say one of my first ones that I'm gonna say is gonna be Zenitsu. And the reason I'm going a different route with Zenitsu is because of the inner work that it took for him to get to the point where he got to be able to actually get revenge, right? So like Zenitsu started off the episode basically being a coward, right? He's scary. He didn't really have a full understanding of like who he was as a person, who he was as a man or a protector or any of that, and he was able to actually do the inner work to not only avenge his OG, but also make sure he held it down for the Demon Slayer Corps. So I'm gonna go with Zenitsu for that one.
All right. I'm curious because like just the in the Demon Slayer world, like I feel like at least with Zenitsu, his story just became unfolded recently.
Right.
Like I feel like his buildup of him even his character development of him being serious versus unserious happened in a matter of the training arc to the movie. And it wasn't like he got real serious. He would get serious about certain things. He was on some Sanji stuff where he was like, hey man, if you messing with a girl, then I'm on your ass about it. But anything else, he ain't really tripping about it.
So the question that I have, Vilo, like considering the fact that his story was unfolded recently, one of the big things as far as a revenge character is like what they were willing to sacrifice to get their revenge. What do you feel like Zenitsu was willing to sacrifice in order for him to get his revenge for his teacher?
So that's where I was going at. That's basically what I was saying for real. He was willing to sacrifice his old self to become his new self, to become something he's never been before. You get what I'm saying? He turned into a certified killer, whether it was recently or not. He went from being a coward, did the inner work and say, okay, look, I know that I'm on BS right now. I gotta figure this out. And that's a hard thing for him to do as a man, to like realize that you have flaw inside you and then to fix that flaw and then go for the kill.
Yeah.
I think he did become a different person. I don't know. I wish they had more time to bleed out his character development because it felt abrupt. Even hit the guy that he was facing, I was just like, "Yo, this kind of happened fast." But like, I don't even know who this guy is. He's a new number 6. That old number 6 is turning his grave. Him and his sister after seeing this, they got him out there quick.
Yeah,
I can see why you said that, but that's why I said I went a different route with it. You know what I'm saying?
No, I ain't mad at them.
Rather than outwardly like him like showing like, okay, like I'm willing to go this far. He actually did the part that nobody else sees, and that's the inner work first to be able to outwardly show like he mean business and he want that revenge.
Yeah, and then on top of that, he was willing to unleash a technique that he was prepping to use alongside the same person he had to get revenge on behalf of his teacher, which also put him in an exhausted state that could have him sacrifice his entire who he was. Like he could have died. Like that's why they had to come save him. So I'm just like, I respect that.
He literally had to overcome trauma and traumatic experiences just to actually finish that man for real, basically.
I can dig it. What you got, Cowboy? What you got?
So
crafting first.
So I'm the resident, non-mainstream anime guy. So I'm gonna go with Goblin Slayer, and I'm gonna go with Goblin Slayer because a lot of people, they haven't watched Goblin Slayer, or if they did watch Goblin Slayer, they're gonna know what I'm talking about. So the main character in Goblin Slayer, his name is Goblin Slayer, and the reason why is because in this universe there's different caliber of heroes. So like it's on a ranking system. So you're bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and then it's like orichalcum. And so Goblin Slayer in the very beginning, his entire village plus his sister got killed by goblins. And the reason why he kills goblins is because he feels like people underestimate the intelligence of goblins, because there's not just, in video games, for example, a lot of people sit over here and go like, goblins are the lowest level of creature, and they're going to be the ones that you can just kill when you're level like 1 through like 5. But in the show, they presented the fact that goblins are actually not only those low level creatures, but they can evolve. They can become like ogres. They can become, hobgoblins, which are like basically advanced levels of goblins. And so he made it to where it was just like, and then on top of that, goblins, they attack villages, and what they would do is they would kidnap the women, and when they kidnap the women, they would, essentially, have sex with them, and then they would have offspring that were other goblins. So that presented an even bigger challenge for the entire overview of the show. So Goblin Slayer, his sister not only was kidnapped, but she was used as one of the, essentially the incubators for further goblins, and she ended up dying because the goblins had too many kids. Yeah. And so it was just like he wanted revenge on goblins so bad that he ended up killing goblins for the entirety of his career, to the point where he got all the way to gold rank from just killing goblins. And usually you only get to gold rank by killing creatures that are much tougher, so like dire wolves or ogres, but he ended up only getting to that level from purely killing goblins. And even when it came to the main character of the show, he's the main character, but it's another main character called Priestess. Priestess, she was in a situation where she entered into the cave with a party of 4, and it was her, it was 2 other young ladies, and it was a young man. And they ended up getting into a fight with goblins. But because they didn't understand certain dynamics, like, goblins are in small caves, so that if you're a warrior, your sword is so long that if you swing it all of the way, it's going to hit the ceiling, and they're going to be able to pounce on you, and they're going to be able to kill you. So she was in that situation, and the goblins pounced on them. The guy, he ended up getting killed because his sword was too long. The young lady, she went up against a hobgoblin. The hobgoblin beat her up, and they ended up using the 2 young ladies that were in her party as incubators, and they basically, like, I don't know if I can say this word, but they graped the 2 young ladies right in front of her face.
There's a lot going on in this thing. So I was like, anybody tell me the whole story. I was just trying to figure out,
but the thing is, here's the crazy part. This is all episode 1, and they ended up doing all this in episode 1. And so his revenge was, not only did he take Priestess under his protection from episode 1, and he basically killed all of the goblins, but he helped introduce her to the fact that goblins were a much bigger threat in the entirety of the show than anybody would think. And so they actually ended up the entire show killing all of these goblins, and he actually ended up not only getting revenge for his sister, but he looked at Priestess as his younger sister. So, yeah, Goblin Slayer, man. People need to watch it.
I ain't gonna actually see. He picks some shows that I don't know. I can't give no pushback because I ain't never seen it. I ain't never seen it, but it reminded me of a revenge story though. Now, this one is not, this is probably, maybe I'll save it for honorable mention. This is just honorable mention because everybody ain't going to know what it is. Yeah. Have you ever heard of Dog Nigga?
Dog who?
Dog Nigga.
Dog Nigga?
Dog Nigga.
That's the name of the show?
That's the name of the show.
They say nigga.
It's a manga. It's, well, and like what they call it in there, they call it Dog Nijin. So it's like
Hygiene is
person.
nigga in Japanese.
It's like
Gotcha.
person. It means person.
Oh yeah, because I remember. Yeah. They do have a word where they can say that, but it's not intentional. It's not like what we see it as. For real.
It's not necessarily animated yet. That's why I say it's just honorable mention in that regard. But it reminded me of that when you said that. That's why I brought it up. It starts off with the dude. He's like a half dog and half nigga. Like I don't know how to explain.
Nigga though?
And
Like what?
But all right, so that's the thing. They was like, yeah, his story, origin story. 'Cause I got his books. I got the manga for it. And it's like, yeah, his story starts off where he's like, yeah, you know, dog nigga was born one day because it was his. It sounds crazy. No. He was like, it's fucked up because anime is fucked up.
That clearly.
But he's like, yeah, this creep, he fucked this dog and then the bitch died. That's exactly how it's written. And then dog nigga was born. But all right, so anyway,
You want to look at me crazy because I watch Goblin Slayer, but you watching Dog Nigga.
it's actually hard though. It's crazy.
No. Goblin Slayer is hard. That shit you watch is crazy.
So I'm sorry, Lee. Before we move on,
No, I'm gonna move on to the
I just
revenge
need to know
story.
something. I just need to know something.
But he's trying to kill the guy that killed his mother, like basically, and raped take advantage of her.
Which was the dog. His mother was a dog.
His mother was the dog.
Are you saying that a black man raped the dog?
They didn't show the person. They showed him as like a shadowy figure.
A black man.
No, they
Having
don't.
sex with dogs?
Hey man, look,
I've never heard of a black man trying to.
Hold on.
it's crazy.
Everybody, Blake is on some shit.
It's
like
a crazy.
what?
It's a crazy.
Goblin Slayer. At least it's goblins.
I came
He's talking
across
about
it on
human
YouTube, man, as a manga. It's a manga, still manga form.
I don't like the fact that they try to make it seem like black people.
It's a
do that
black
type
dude who
stuff.
w't it.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
That ain't
I
no
guess,
all right.
I guess,
No,
I ain't-
Hey,
they
look,
still fucked
It's
up.
super niche if you see it and hear it. It's a funny story, but it's
Got it.
crazy. But anywho, yeah, my first one I'm bringing up, my second one I'm going with Fullmetal Alchemist, and I'm going to go with Roy Mustang.
Okay.
He had a very it was one of those moments where we wanted to see some revenge happen
Mhm.
because at that point the homunculus was running wild. They was doing wild shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they killed Hughes and then he impersonated him again, Envy, and like with all that going on, it was the perfect build up for that revenge of him taking him out the way he did. He wasn't letting it just go easily. What he was willing to lose was himself in a way because he wasn't trying to become the war monger that he was when he was back in Ishbal when they was decided they had to kill all these people, the Ishbalans, essentially. So
Yeah.
he had to go through that in order to really like, okay, I said I wasn't going to use my alchemy for this type of stuff, but yeah, I'm on that because this one right here,
Yeah.
I got to go there for that. So that's the short one.
100.
Going Roy Mustang,
Good.
number 2. Got one?
For me,
Mhm.
number 2, I was gonna go with Love, right? But I gotta do a pivot. I gotta just go with the OG. I gotta go with Luffy.
Okay.
And the reason I gotta go with Luffy is because Luffy was willing to die and then come back from death and still go to war for his peoples. Literally, like, and this happened more than one time. For
Yeah.
real. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I have to respect the OG. Luffy, man, Luffy held it down, bro. Luffy is like the king of revenge, bro. Don't mess with his friends. Don't mess with his people, man.
Or his food
Huh?
too,
Yeah, or his food, man. Like, yeah.
particularly meat.
Yeah, particularly meat, man. Don't mess with his
No diddy.
food. Don't mess with his peoples, man. Leave that man alone, bro, because he will come get you. Straight up.
Yeah.
I can definitely side with that Luffy take because out of all the characters on there, Luffy probably does have the most to lose, and his revenge seems to be groundbreaking. Him just going to Marineford just caused all sorts of ripples. And announcing that, yeah, I'm on that. Him breaking out of Impel Down to go there.
And that was the part I was going
what?
to touch on was the Impel Down. Like, the Marineford, yes, but the Impel Down, like, that was really where, like, a person could have got hopeless. You get what I'm saying? Like, he was getting poisoned throughout the whole time.
Yep.
Like, he was being in prison, like sending him on different levels of the jail and all type of stuff. Like, he still went through all of that and was like, what, one of the only inmates to ever actually make it out of Impel Down. Like,
I'm a little bit torn now though. That's more I'm thinking about. I'm like, was he trying to get revenge or he was just trying to save his brother for all that?
I mean, obviously he was trying to save his brother, but I think that like it's so loaded, right? Because like, okay, once his brother passed away, that turned into revenge.
So that now he went for like he's going for something.
Yeah.
But it looks like his single-mindedness is trying to get Akainu either though. I'm like, I would think he would be trying to get Akainu because he's the one that did it.
But I think another piece of that is the fact that, you know, like Vilo said, it evolved into revenge, but also there's a hierarchy when it comes to the Marines, right? So Luffy has an understanding that if he wants to get to, he does want to get revenge against Akainu, but he understands that like in order for him to get to Akainu, he has to get through. I mean, in order for him to get to what's the lava?
Akainu.
If he wants to get to Akainu, he has to get through Aokiji. He has to get through what's the light Marine's name?
Well, he just fought. Well, he had now in the anime. At least.
Yeah.
They're showing that, but
I think
They didn't seem like he took them as his antagonists. They're antagonists by default of the team that they on. But he's not. They not direct opposition to Luffy. Don't look at him like, oh, I'm looking for them.
Right.
It seemed like he should be looking for Akainu though.
Yeah.
I would say if he was like on this, I need to find Akainu and I need to get strong enough so I could beat him.
All right, but my question is, are you going for the person that pulled the trigger or are you going for the person that sent the hit?
I mean, the world government sent the hit, right?
Yeah. But also, I think another piece of that is that
he killed his brother and him, right?
Yeah, but another piece of that is like Luffy never knew his dad, and his dad is against everybody. Yeah, and I think another piece of that is like Luffy doesn't have the knowledge. Once he gets the knowledge from him actually having that conversation with his dad, because his grandfather not gonna have the conversation with him because he's a part of the world government. And yes, I believe that Garp is the best character in One Piece. Fight me. But also, at the end of the day, it's just like, you know, he's going to want to have that revenge once he understands, like, the part that once, as Vilo said, the hit makers play. Once he understands that he going to be on their neck. He going to want that revenge. Not just against Akainu, but he's going to want revenge against Sengoku. He's going to want to have revenge against all of them.
Okay.
And I think that's the most powerful part.
That's fair, then. Who you got then? Who you got for yours? Because I know we got a couple. We got still rank.
Go ahead and look on my little list here, man. So I'm gonna go with another anime that a lot of people they do know because you know it's a little bit more popular. Afro Samurai. A lot of people don't understand that the main character in Afro Samurai, his whole story is based around revenge because you know his father was one of the. So the whole story of Afro Samurai is that there's a bunch of different samurai going around and they're fighting to see who's the best, the strongest, right? And they have these headbands, and the headband, you know, based upon like the number that it has on it, when you get to the top 10, determines whether you can fight somebody that's on the rank above you to get to that next stage. And his father was the best swordsman. His father got killed by this guy. And when his father got killed by this guy, it was right in front of Afro Samurai. So he saw his father die right in front of his face. So Afro Samurai essentially spent his whole life learning, you know, the ninja arts, the arts of a samurai in order to be able to overcome and kill this guy. I'm not gonna say who this guy is because go watch the anime. And so what had happened was he spent all of this time and he had a mentor named Ninja, and Ninja he guided him amongst his along this path because Ninja who knew his dad. And so, you know, he actually ended up, you know, finding the guy, killing the guy. But what he realized was like, even though he accomplished his revenge, I think part of the revenge story is the satisfying revenge moment, but also after you get your revenge, then what? And I think that Afro Samurai was a story of you got your revenge and then what? Because he ended up killing the guy. He ended up getting the #1 headband, but it was just like after he got the headband, there was no peace because now he realized the reality like, okay, but also being the most wanted man in the entire country.
Well, I don't know. It's a little bit what he didn't have to deal with. It's like he had more of a problem being #2 than being #1 because only the #1 can be challenged by the #2.
Yeah, but being the #1, you realize the reality of when you killed the #1, you created a lot of people that not only wanted to kill you, but the number one had somebody that looked up to the number one that you're going to have to deal with in the future. But also everybody that you had to kill in order to become the number two are people that had somebody that wanted to get to number one. And then on top of that, when you're number one, you have to kill somebody that was number two that have a bunch of motherfuckers that wanted to be number one. So now you got to deal with the people that came after number one or the number twos that wanted to get to your spot. And that was so Afro Samurai is the most powerful story because it's just like, he didn't want to deal with that shit anymore. And I'm not going to say anymore because watch the anime, but that was his revenge story.
No, I would see that. That's solid. That's a solid take, though. He's definitely one of the ones, my top ones. So with that revenge story, I'm going to go with another swordsman, Guts. So Guts from Berserk is my next
You're
one I'm
going
bringing
with
in.
the main revenge anime nigga.
I don't know. Well, yeah, he is probably. I think Afro Samurai is up there, though. So, like, they very neck and neck because the extremes that he couldn't kill his whole, but he killed his best friend, Afro, to get that spot. But anyway, Guts, his whole situation didn't start off revenge, like, in the beginning, at least, as far as the series go. Yeah. But once he gets to the situation where his whole rest of his army is killed off, his girl, essentially, he's about to go run off with, is taken advantage of in front of him. He loses his eye, loses his arm.
Yep.
His best friend betrays him.
He's branded.
He's
he's chased by demons for the rest
every night. So yeah, now he's on a revenge tour like nobody else. Like, and he's willing to kill anybody that's in his way. He don't really care what your situation is. If you in the way, or if you're trying to mess with the girl, he's on you. So short one, is Guts. You got Guts as my number 3.
I mean, Guts is like the quintessential revenge protagonist, man. Like you said, it's just like Guts is a representation that you can go through, because like Guts is a multiple tier revenge protagonist, because at the end of the day, like, even when he was a part of the very first mercenary band that he was a part of, and I forgot their Gambino, he took advantage of him and he sold him off to different people that took advantage of him. So he had to get revenge against Gambino. He killed Gambino. And then he became an independent mercenary. And then he actually, even a small revenge story is like, people don't know that Griffith's Band of the Hawk weren't actually accepting of Guts. They tried to rob him.
Oh, they
tried to rob him, and he had to get revenge. He tried to get revenge against Griffith, but Griffith was too strong. And so even when he joined the Band of the Hawk, it was just like, Griffith got to the point. It's just like there was multiple tiers of Guts having to get revenge in the story of Berserk. So it's just like, I love Berserk. So I was just like, dang, it's like Guts is like a protagonist that's all off revenge. It was multiple tiers of revenge before it even got to the point where Griffith did what he did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, and they definitely, I guess, as far as what he affected in his universe, he, like, everything got affected by his quest for revenge. Like, anybody, anything, the whole hierarchy of evil that was going on, he's single-handedly going against it. Yep. So yeah, that's what I got for my 3 though. You want to go for your 4? You got your 4.
Yeah.
I got my I don't think I did. Did I do 3?
No,
you did 2 already.
Yeah, I did 2.
You only did 2? Oh, okay.
I did 2. But I got another one. But what I was gonna ask you is, do it have to be successful revenge?
Okay. It don't have to be. Just you went on a mission for revenge.
All right, cool.
You ain't always gonna make it.
I'm gonna go with, and this might be unpopular, right? Because as I was sitting here thinking, I was thinking about what moments had the most impact on me emotionally.
Okay.
And one of those moments was with the Love Hashira. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, look, if you watching this show, man, you should have seen Demon Slayer already. I'm gonna just say that. But that's gonna be your warning. If you ain't seen it, you might gotta just go a couple seconds ahead. But basically, like, picture growing up in a world where you're smaller than everybody else. Everybody is telling you that you're weak, you can't be something, and you idolize a older sibling, or you idolize someone within your family, and they get killed.
Okay.
In the worst way possible. And they say, listen, don't become what I become. And you still overcome that, and you still like, I'm still gonna become a Demon Slayer. Like, despite what you said, I hear you, but you gotta tell me what this person look like. I'm gonna grow up And despite my size or despite how big I am, I'm going to try to become one of the best so I can kill this person that killed you, that I watched kill you, the person that I idolized, that I looked at as the most powerful person or the most powerful person that I've ever seen in life. Because that's the reality, whether this person, her older sister, was the most powerful to her or not, was the most powerful demon slayer or not, that was her superhero, you know? And for her to walk directly into death's path and still put up that fight that she put up in that movie, I was touched by it. That's all I can say. I was super touched by the love. We talk about the love Hashira.
I think she the poison Hashira.
Huh?
She the poison one. That's what one you talking about? The one where her sister died?
Poison, love, man. It's all the same.
It's the same thing.
Same thing, man. Love is poison.
Hold on, what?
Love
That's
is
not even the
poison.
same
Poison
person.
is love, man. Love is poison. I think it's the love Hashira, but
no, that's the one with the pink hair and the little whatever that thing is.
The love Hashira.
But who you got?
All right, so I'm gonna have y'all choose. You know what I'm saying? So do y'all want me to go with option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is more popular, and then option 2 is less popular. Which y'all want me to go with?
Option 2.
All right, so
That's what
option 2. So I'm a real big fan of an anime called Kingdom. And so Kingdom is an anime about, the Warring States period in China.
Option
There's a
1
bunch
then.
of different crazy
No.
motherfuckers. So I actually Vilo this, and he watched, the first season and a half, I guess. And so there's a main character called Jin. And so he's kind of like a really strong moron type. And there was his friend, his name was Piao, and Piao was kind of like the perfect character, and he had all this potential. And so in episode 1, so it was determined that Piao looked just like the Emperor of China. And so what happened was there was this guy who served the Emperor of China. And he came and picked up Piao. And he was just like, you can be the perfect doppelganger for the Emperor because the Emperor is going through a lot of strife in the court. So Piao ended up dying in the first episode with a sword in his back because, he ended up being an effective doppelganger. But he died right in front of Jin's face. So everything that Jin did in the entirety of the show, which is around 350 episodes, is not only because he wanted to get revenge for his best friend, but also because he promised his best friend that, they had actually trained since they were 7 years old to be the best generals in all of China. So he had to carry the dream of not only him, but also his friend through the entirety of the show. And there's also multiple tiers, right? So as Jin got stronger, he actually had a teacher named Wang Qi. And so Wang Qi was one of the strongest generals of the previous era. And so he actually watched his teacher die in front of his face when they were at war with a kingdom called Chu. And so he watched his teacher die in front of his face, and he actually took his teacher's weapon. And he couldn't use his teacher's weapon, but he had to watch him die in front of his face. And now, even in the show, he has to not only carry the dreams of his best friend that he watched die in front of his face when he was a kid, but he also had to watch his teacher die, kind of like Jiraiya and Naruto. He had to watch his teacher die right in front of his face when he was around 18, 19 years old. So it's multiple tiers in Kingdom as far as Jin being a character that's going off of revenge, but his revenge is being greatness when him and Piao were born orphans from a wartime era. He was never even supposed to be at that position.
I ain't never seen it.
Everybody gotta watch Kingdom. It's so good. Watch
cool.
Kingdom. It's so amazing.
It was cool. It definitely was cool. I ain't watched the whole thing. But on the side note, though, Lee, you was right. It was the poison Hashira.
It was. I mean,
but you was wrong about the hair, though. The hair is black, not pink. But
I said the love Hashira hair is pink.
Man, just be wrong about something, man.
All right, man.
Hashira, we're talking about Kingdom. Let's talk
Kingdom
about some real shit. We keep talking about goddamn Demon Slayer.
Nah, I ain't really go there. But my fourth one, my pick is going to go with. I'm going with. Man, this is hard. I was toss up between these two, but I'm gonna go with Yusuke. Yusuke Urameshi enters, the Dark Tournament saga, in particular of Yu Hakusho. So people don't know Yu Hakusho.
Okay.
I got another one too, but yeah, particular his fight with Tanjiro, that would be the one to me that really was pushed. He had the fight with Sensui and some other people. Even his sacrifice of himself to get everybody to break out of the the barrier to go cut the Genkai net and all that stuff. That was cool, but the fact that Genkai had to die,
yeah,
for all intents and purposes, he thought Kuwabara died, his best friend.
yeah,
And the fate of the world was on the line for him getting stronger. Like, it wasn't like, oh, yeah, if you win, if you lose, it's like, okay, you just lost the fight.
yeah.
If he lost that fight, the demons are going to be released from Demon World, and then they were just going to take over the earth.
And thing I want to highlight is like I want us to start talking more about like because one of the criteria that we had was what was the goal of the character's revenge, right? Let's talk a little bit more about what even if they were seeking revenge, what was their goal as far as like why they were seeking revenge? So what was the goal of?
He was trying to revenge, in particular, Genkai and Kuwabara, so he knew, and again, he was trying to save the world from the demon attack. So his goal was really for those three things. So that they sparked his revenge, and that was the end result. He was like, I got to get stronger. If I don't get stronger, everybody else is gone. Everybody I love is gone.
Yeah.
It's a wrap for them.
Yeah.
It's all on me.
Okay.
So that's why I got Yusuke. Yusuke, my final one. Got a final one? Who got that?
Man,
next?
Yeah, Vialosia.
I say, man, my last one is probably going to be Godzilla. And no, I'm messing with y'all.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
I'm
Meowth
just
at least.
joking. I'm just messing.
I was
man.
finna just look at you.
No, I'm just joking. But I'm gonna say Yuji.
Okay.
But from Jujutsu Kaisen. I only seen season 1, so I'm just basing this off of season 1.
Oh, for season 1, okay.
And yeah, man, definitely he was on that, man. He was on that. He met somebody, he became cool with him, you know, and he ate dinner with him and his mother, and he left up out of there. And the demon then killed his mother and the kid for real. So like that, I think that was like a crazy revenge part with Yuji, cause Yuji cooked them after that. Like Yuji wasn't feeling that. Matter of fact, he didn't even kill the young dude. He didn't even kill him. I don't think. I think he turned him into like a demon or something first.
Oh, you talking about the guy that can shift? Like he got stitch and stuff. The one that can do all that. Okay. Yeah, he was wilding. Yeah, he uses curse manipulation to transform people into demons. Well, spirits, I guess. I'm trying to think of what their genre thing is called, but yeah, I think that's what they call it.
I ain't gonna cap. I watched Jujutsu Kaisen like one time, and then I stopped. So I gotta go back and watch it.
Nah, man, you gotta at least make it to the Shibuya incident.
But the thing is,
I ain't gonna lie. Once you get there,
I'm making it tonight.
When you get there, you just gonna be like, dang, I'm way turned up now. Like I ain't know it's gonna get this good.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about Bleach. Nobody brought up Bleach either. But go ahead.
I did.
You did?
Hell yeah.
Who you had for Bleach?
Huh?
Who you had for Bleach?
No, I didn't have anybody.
Oh, all right. I was like, what?
Okay, so here's the thing. Like,
so
in Bleach, there's a character, right? And you know, there's a character on there called Byakuya Kuchiki, and there was a character, that was I forgot his name. That's the main thing. I forgot his name.
He was the Quincy's is the craziest revenge story.
No, but no, they're not. They're not. So one of the craziest revenge stories in Bleach is actually from a side arc, and the side arc is based upon, the Soul Reapers. They're dependent on their Zanpakuto to have their powers, right? And their Zanpakuto had particular powers, but what happened was this main character, he was able to extract their Zanpakuto's individual personalities to fight against the Soul Reapers.
I remember that.
Yeah, so it's just like that character, he was a part of the Kuchiki clan because he was adopted by them, and Byakuya actually ended up joining their side, or feigning joining their side, because he actually wanted to fight against this dude because he wanted to preserve the integrity of his clan. And so he actually ended up joining this guy because he actually wanted to fight him and kill him on behalf of the Kuchiki clan. But that's not any of my people. Let's sit over.
Yeah, I'm like, anybody, I just got, for anybody out there, if you think that character had a better revenge story than the leader of the Quincy's.
I didn't say it was better. I said it was great. It was good. It was so good. Because being able to see the Zanpakuto and their personality separated from the Soul Reapers, it was fire. Anybody who know what I'm talking about, look it up. But I have two different options, right? So I'm gonna choose both. So there's Naofumi from Rise of a Shield Hero, And for anybody who doesn't know what Rise of a Shield Hero is, it's essentially like a isekai anime where there is a bunch of different young people that were taken from their high school classroom and they were shoved into a whole nother alternative reality, destined to be the heroes who's to save them from a demon attack or multiple different demon attacks. And there's 4 different heroes. There's the shield hero, there's the sword hero, the spear hero, and the bow hero. And so everybody thought that the spear hero, the shield hero, and the bow hero, there were more offensive options. So they were just like, okay, these people are going to be able to protect us because they're going to be able to attack. But the shield hero is based on defense. So everybody looked down on the shield hero. So even though he was brought to another world to save that world, they still looked down on him because he didn't have the offensive capabilities of a lot of the other heroes. So he was just like, I'm going to get revenge on you motherfuckers because multiple reasons. First is that even though I'm a hero summoned to this world, there's a lot of noble factions, and he's just like, fuck nobility. I don't care about nobility. I don't give a fuck about none of you motherfuckers because at the end of the day, it's all based upon power. And what he did was he actually ended up, one of his main helpers is a slave, and they looked down on slavery. He was also a type of person where he was just like, his shield was able to evolve and become different forms. So his shield could become like an offensive option that could encase his enemies in like a fucking death trap and like crush them. Like they didn't think that his shield would be able to have the capabilities of multiple different things. So his revenge was more like, I'm gonna save all you motherfuckers regardless of how you feel about me, and I'm gonna do it my way, and I'm not gonna do it in an offensive way. I'm gonna do it in a defensive way, even though y'all insulted me.
Okay, so he used shield and sword.
No, he used shield.
No, I was talking about the card from Yu-Gi-Oh! But yeah, that's neither here nor there.
So basically, in a sense, he basically saved his oppressor.
Yes.
All right, so we got the list right here, right? And we're gonna rank these people. So we got Nasusumi, that's what you said her name was? Natsumi.
But also, can I choose another one?
Kurapika
from Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, we could do some quick what do you call them? Honorable mentions.
Kurapika from Hunter x Hunter.
Okay, Kurapika.
And I would have actually chose Kurapika over Natsumi because Kurapika, his whole story is around, his entire clan was killed because people wanted to sell off their reddish eyes when they got under a certain hue of the moon. And he was willing to have his Nen powers completely dedicated that I'm only going to kill the Phantom Troop, which were the people that actually killed his entire clan. I'm going to make it to where I'm not going to use my powers on anybody else except the Phantom Troop. And if I do, I would be willing to die for it.
Yeah, same thing with Gon willing to use all his energy up in order to, his Nen energy in order to get revenge. So we got Kurapika, we got Natsumi, we got Yuji. I don't know who the character was from Kingdom.
Jin. X-I-N.
Kingdom.
X-I-N, Jin.
So we got Jin, we got Poison Hashima, Luffy, Goblin Slayer, Zenitsu, Roy, Baki. Oh, that's one of my honorable mentions was Baki. Long story short, his father killed his mother, a bunch of other things, tortured him as a kid, treated him terribly. And I guess a very run-up for that would be Heihachi from Tekken, which is an anime.
Heihachi?
Yes. What he did to Kazuya, he threw him in a volcano after he killed his mother and a whole bunch of other stuff. You never played Tekken?
Kazuya be the character, not Heihachi?
Oh, no, I was saying he did it. Yeah, Kazuya is the character that I'm talking about. I was saying Heihachi was the one that did the... I was saying he was the one that caused the problem.
Yeah, because I've been playing Tekken since 1990.
Yeah, no, I wasn't saying... Yeah, that's what I was getting at. But he's another one. We got Eren, we got Guts, we got Afro Samurai, we got Yusuke. And my last two I have on here was Tanjiro for his win against the upper rank, in particular number 3 for all the good reasons that we already discussed on previous episodes about that. And a new show would be Viral Hit.
What is that?
It's a combat show where he's getting bullied and he's basically learning how to fight in real time and real techniques to use in order to get better at it. But with this list of people, right, everybody ain't gonna make the top 10.
Yes.
So anybody that we can take off of this list off the rip.
Well, I don't know none of the people that he just named, so I don't.
That means you suck and you need to watch more anime.
All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it up. We're gonna put all the names up on the screen right here, and then we're gonna come back to the ranking of them.
Yeah.
That's fair.
cool.
Yeah.
Man.
And at the end of the day, if y'all love us, Blink is gonna put a poll. Interact with the poll, man. We want to know what y'all think.
Man, look,
Nope.
comment y'all
Nope.
favorite. Comment
No,
y'all
Diddy.
favorite revenge
I don't know
story
what we
down at
talking
the
about.
bottom. In this link right now, comment y'all favorite, cause I need to know what's going on, man. I gotta tap it with some more anime, so let me know what's going on.
Yeah, man, that's what
put him
Vilo
on
just
some
said.
anime. Put him on some anime so he can know
Yeah.
he can name more characters outside of the one. Okay.
Yeah, because how this whole show goes is like Vilo is more new school, Blink is more new and old school. I'm old school and off the grid. So y'all gotta really like introduce us, introduce Vilo. You know what I'm saying? Vilosia.
I have no idea who that is.
And to another, man, that's another episode.
no idea who
Anime
that
and
is.
fill in the blank, man. It's another episode of anime and fill in the blank, man. We see you at the top.
Woo, woo.